Hello, I am at the Painted Rock Campground in Arizona. I think I'm in the Gila Bend area. I'm not entirely sure. But the sun is setting right now. Let me show you. Wow, beautiful sunset. I am car camping for the first time. I just got a new Subaru Outback that I'm very excited about. And just like full 360 beautiful. So this is a first come first served campground. I just found it online and paid I think it was $8, which is not bad. Some of these campsites can be pretty expensive considering minimal amenities. There is a fire pit, picnic table, pit toilet, and the petroglyph site is not too far away. But anyway, I drove about 5 hours to get here today from San Diego, and this is a very spontaneous trip. This is my November break, and I usually like to create a YouTube video out of the adventures I get into. They always tend to be pretty spontaneous road trip / backpacking trip adventures. So let's see where this adventure takes me. I very last minute booked a permit to do a backpacking loop in Saguaro National Park tomorrow. So there's 2 backcountry sites that I reserved along this loop. It's about a 28-mile trail, and I don't know if there's going to be any water. So I'm going to stop by the ranger station tomorrow, or the welcome center, and get some beta on the trail, see if there's any water at the creeks and whatnot. Otherwise, I'll be carrying a shit ton of water, or I'll shorten my trip. We'll see. So anyway, this sunset is turning out to be incredible. Just holy moly. Wow, wow, wow. I'm about to make some dinner. I'm gonna make some mac and cheese, and I'm enjoying the show. In the morning, I will check out the petroglyphs. I got here just as the sun was setting, so I just finished setting up the back of my car to sleep tonight, which actually, let me show you how I set it up. So I have just this blanket down because it gets kind of dusty on the back of there. So if I'm sitting back here, it's nice to have this blanket. I'll just flip it up when I'm ready to close the hatch. And then I have this Luxe sleeping pad from Climate. It's extra wide, which is pretty nice. This sleeping bag is Sea to Summit. It actually completely unzips, so it's kind of like a blanket. So I'm going to sleep on top of that. I got my pillow up there, and got some clothes, got my backpack, the book I'm reading, got some nice little storage space over here. Oh man, I love my car so much. And wow, wow, wow. That sunset just keeps getting better. Ooh, look at how it's reflecting off my car. So, I'm hungry. Let's make some dinner. Good morning. First successful night sleeping in the Outback. So I woke up to a pretty nice sunrise. I heard some coyotes last night howling, which I love. I did have to get up to pee 3 times, which was kind of annoying. But anyway, today I'm gonna head over to Tucson
for some breakfast, probably some coffee, and then head over to Saguaro National Park. Stop by the visitor center to get some info on the trail and get started. Yeah, into the unknown.
So I'm here at the Douglas Spring trailhead. I just packed up. I have about 3, 4, 5, 6 liters of water, just about, because I know the water is pretty scarce on this trail. So just in case there is no water at the campground tonight, I'm packing extra so I could be safe. And I checked in with the ranger station before heading over here, and they said there should be some water. No guarantee, so we'll see. The last update was about 2 weeks ago. So I'll find out, I guess, and report back to them afterwards. It's always a good thing to do after a backpacking trail, is to stop by the ranger station and give them updates on water sources, like trail maintenance, wildlife encounters, stuff like that. And it's hot, so there's a little bit of cloud coverage, not much, but I think I'm gonna be sweaty. It looks like quite a climb. I think I'm climbing to the top of this mound back here. Let's hit the trail. I'm only about 0.2 miles in, and this first section of the trail is a day hiking area. There's a lot of little trails around here, and oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. But what's funny is when you have a backpack on and you're hiking through a day use area and people day hiking see you with your pack, they're always like, whoa, are you backpacking? Are you camping out here? Do you have enough water? So it's always kind of cool to have those interactions. And this little thing caught my eye. Ooh, it's so quiet out here. So right down here, I believe there's supposed to be a waterfall, but obviously it is dried up right now. Otherwise, this would, oh my gosh, that bug scared me. This is usually the dry season because all of the running water has dried up over the summer from the heat, and the winter will resupply it. So hopefully there's water further up. At least that's what the ranger said. So I'm hopeful. I am also, what does it say? Adventure responsibly, I think? Or what is that? Respectfully. Well, we want to be respectful and responsible. So I'm being respectful by staying on maintained trails, camp and hike on durable surfaces, one of the principles of leave no trace. But I'm also being responsible by packing extra water. 6 liters of water is like, I don't know how many pounds. I think 4 liters is a gallon, and a gallon is about 5 pounds, 10 pounds, I don't know. But it's heavy is what I'm trying to say. But just in case, because if I hike 7.5 miles and there's no water there, I probably don't want to keep going and then risk having to hike even further back to my car without any water. Nature will test you, push you to your limits, and if you are not prepared, good luck to you. Anyway, after that first little section, I haven't run into anybody else. I am now at mile 2.3, and I'm wondering if there's going to be anybody at the campsite. There's only 3 spots, so we'll see. Apparently there are pit toilets at these campsites as well, so I asked the ranger if I needed to, use a wag bag, or if there was a pit toilet, or if it's okay to bury, like dig a cat hole, and she said, yeah, there are pit toilets, and if I need to, I can also dig a cat hole. That's good to know. Usually in the desert, it's kind of better to go the wag bag route, just because it's sand that you're burying into, not like rich soil, so it takes much longer to break down, and in some environments it just kind of like fossilizes or mummifies under the ground, and then it's there forever. Lovely. So yeah, I don't know, we got to normalize the wag bag. We got to come up with something that makes it a little more convenient to carry, so that more people are willing to do it. You're telling people to carry around a bag of shit with them? Yeah, I am. It's for the good of nature. We don't want to contaminate water sources. We don't want to like ruin these beautiful, pristine places that we're lucky to even get to use and recreate on. So it's something we all need to do together to protect our wild spaces. And if you already do all of that, thank you, genuinely, because I love these places and I know you do too. So it means a lot. And now I'm just rambling. I'm going uphill, so I'm kind of out of breath. So I'm gonna stop talking now. Well, that was a fun little interaction I just had. I came across, well, actually 2 interactions. First, I came across a couple, a man and a woman, probably like in their 50s or 60s. And every person I've passed so far has been like, oh my gosh, you're backpacking? How many nights? Do you have enough water? But they were asking me a bunch of questions. Apparently they've been out here a bunch, but they've never backpacked this trail, and they were feeling inspired seeing me do it. I mean, that's kind of nice, but I don't usually like to tell people I'm alone, but obviously I am alone. But he also complimented my coyote tattoo, which I love. The coyotes are very numerous out here, and they like to make lots of noise at night. So I'm excited to hear them. And then after I passed that couple, I ran into this man. He said he was meditating down in the riverbed. It's a dried up riverbed now, but we were talking for a bit, and he's like, I don't know if you believe in like the mystical, but there's 3 hawks flying over there, and he's like, I think that's there's some good energy because I was meditating over here. And then he called out to them, hello, my brothers and sisters. Oh, and also he told me, he's like, I like to do mushrooms. So I took a couple and I came out here. He's like, I'm not tripping balls, but I do feel connected to the energy. But yeah, and he's like, just make sure you're really careful. I've been coming out here for years and it just keeps getting drier and drier. So make sure you have enough water. He was completely slathered in sunscreen. Whew. Cheers. That's really hitting the spot because it's like hydrating and sweet. My mouth is feeling dry, so this is perfect right now. Apparently, there's one person ahead of me at the campground, and they brought a bunch of water too. They weren't sure, same as me, if they were gonna end up camping tonight. I guess I'll meet this person once I get there and find out some more information. But I did ask the person I just passed what the water situation is looking like, and he said that there was a couple of still water pools that he would not recommend drinking from. So obviously I'm gonna check them out for myself because, you know, I'd like to get multiple opinions or give my own opinion about something before I'm quick to judge. I've learned that the hard way out here, and that's a lesson for you all. Make sure you hear reports from multiple people about something, because a lot of times situations can be subjective, but also there's varying like levels of knowledge and experience from the people that you're running into. So it's good to hear from multiple sources. So I think I'm almost there. I don't know. My watch says I'm only 4.75, so I should actually have a little bit longer to go. But it sounded like from that guy that I was almost there. But we'll see. Still have plenty of time. And this cloud coverage has been kind of nice. There's also a bit of a breeze, so I am not getting too hot, which is perfect. Anyway, back to it. Very nice. I definitely snagged the best campsite in this area. Go me. This is site number 3. And I didn't know that there was going to be this and a pit toilet. But this is so nice. Got some nice shade, beautiful trees. And at least there's people nearby in case anything. Cool. So I found my water source and it's not looking that great. There's another couple little puddles down there and definitely no like moving water, which is unfortunate, but I guess I kind of expected that. I don't know if I want to try filtering this water. I only drank probably about 1.5 liters today for my 7 miles. It's been 4 hours. So I'll have to think about it, sleep on it. I, need to use some water to rehydrate my food for dinner. And I don't know. Maybe I'll grab some of this water, and there's a bunch of swimmy bugs in it. I don't know. Thru hikers do stuff like this all the time. So, yeah. I decided not to go for the puddle water. I don't know. It was like a bathtub size of water. It's probably been sitting there for weeks, if not months, just getting more and more concentrated with whatever exists in there. So I'm gonna figure it out with the liters I have left. But thinking about like how thru hikers would filter that and have filtered much worse, I learned that actually the Arizona Trail goes through Saguaro National Park, and I'll be getting really close to it tomorrow, possibly, I think. But the Arizona Trail, AZT for short, goes from the border of Mexico all the way through the state of Arizona. So that's pretty cool. And I wonder if, I feel like now is probably a good time of year to be on it. So I bet there's thru hikers around, which is pretty cool. I mean, maybe actually it's too dry right now. I have no idea, but pretty cool. Looks like I have some butternut squash soup for dinner, polenta croutons, pumpkin seeds, vegan and slightly spicy from Saucefly Base Camp. And that sounds really good. 10 to 12 ounces. Wow, that smells really good. Not bad. Oh my gosh. That is so good. The polenta croutons taste amazing. The pumpkin seeds add a nice little crunch, and it is slightly spicy, but it is delicious. I will definitely be getting this again. And such a cozy meal. Yum, yum, yum. Good morning. I started hiking about an hour ago and I'm moving real slow. I'm tired and it's all uphill today. It's actually a little bit steeper than yesterday. So I'm taking my time. I'll make it to the peak. Just after the peak, all downhill. As you saw, there wasn't really any water. Just a couple of puddles that did not look very trustworthy. So I'm going to conserve and stick with what I have, try to make it last. I realized that I actually do pass the visitor center that has a water spigot. So that helped me kind of decide that, yeah, I think I'll push on and try the rest of this trail. The trail today is a killer. I've gone about 2.5 miles and climbed 1,460 feet, and it's only 9 a.m. Little snack. I'm gonna have this as my breakfast actually. This is just a little on-the-go hummus, but they don't need to be refrigerated and they come in these little go packages. This is the natural classic, and then they also have a roasted red pepper. So I'm gonna try this out with some pretzels. I love these pretzels. The pretzel slims from Trader Joe's. They're just these like chips almost. Pretty good. I would recommend. Tanque Verde, 100 yards. Whew. It has been a tough climb, but I must say, after I stopped to eat, took a little break, I felt so much better. Like I could feel the energy come back into me. So it was a mistake not to eat anything before I left camp this morning. And the last little bit of this trail, I've actually been seeing some signs of mountain lions. I learned about this in my book, so I'm pretty excited that I recognized it in real life. But apparently, like similar to your house cat, after they go to the bathroom, they like to, kick the sand. And I saw a little scratch in the sand back there that I think came from a mountain lion. And then shortly after, I saw some scat that was much bigger than the rest of the scat I've been seeing. So I'm definitely thinking it's signs of mountain lion. Hopefully I don't run into one out here by myself. But looks like I've just about made it to the top. I see please register. Let's see. Thanksgiving 2020. I made it. I'm really glad that I decided to stick with the trail because this is awesome. Beautiful 360 view right now. Today I did 2,600, but I think the rest is downhill. Yeah. But I'm gonna take a break here and relax for a bit. Enjoy this view. It is only 11 a.m. so I've got all the time in the world. 2.1 miles, Juniper Basin. Well, I made it to the campground. I am site 3, which is the last one over here. And at the other 2 campsites, I noticed these little 5-gallon boxes of water. I'm wondering if somebody came up here and stashed it for themselves or if a ranger left it. (7/23/24) and today is 11/27/24. So this has been here for a while, so I'm assuming, I guess I could drink it if I wanted to. Good to know. Okay, so this one says NPS, which means National Park Service, so I'm assuming this was the rangers who left it here. This one says June 5th, July 23rd, July 23rd. So I'm surprised the rangers didn't know at the visitor center about this, that this was here. So here's the deal. I made it to Juniper Basin Campground. This is where I'm supposed to camp tonight. Site 3 doesn't have those water caches like the other 2, so I'm thinking maybe somebody put them there. I'm not sure. The first one had a couple boxes, and this second site has 1 box, and then there was none over here. But they were dated from like a long time ago, several months ago, I think April maybe. And as I was looking at the map, I realized I only have 7.5-ish miles to get back to the ranger station, and then another 7 miles from the ranger station to the trailhead where I started at. But I bet if I make it to the ranger station, they would give me a ride over to the trailhead. The only issue is then I don't have a place to sleep, so I could either sleep at the trailhead, I guess. Maybe I'll ask the rangers what my options are and see if there's some availability at any of the campgrounds around here. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I'll do, because I don't know. I don't want to be sitting around here for a while, and this campground isn't all that nice. I thought I would have like more of a view from here, and the other two sites are like kind of close too, which I don't love. I like to feel alone in the woods. I like more like literal dispersed camping rather than the designated sites, but yeah. This and a little bit left in my bladder is what I have left, which is not bad. I have like a little over, actually probably about, yeah, a little over maybe exactly 2 liters left. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break downhill. I should get through these 7.5 miles pretty quickly, and yeah. So I'm about 10.5 miles into the hike today, and I think I made it over the hump. It's not all downhill like I thought. It's more like, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. But I have noticed that for a long time now, I have not been seeing saguaro cacti. And I know that they only exist within a very specific like environment and elevation. And I'm finally seeing my first one in a little while, so I'm excited to be back with these big, beautiful cacti. I was hoping there would be along the whole trail, but I did not realize I was going so high in elevation. Right now I'm at just about 5,000 feet, so I guess 5,000 feet is the cutoff for saguaro cacti. Interesting. I am so tired. I've done 13.25 miles today. My feet are throbbing and I just want to lay down and relax, eat a good meal maybe, but first I have to figure out what my camping situation is and talk to the ranger. So wish me luck, and I'll update you soon. So I'm road walking now. I got about a mile and a half of this, but I'm looking back at the peak I climbed. I can't believe I did all that. Jeez, I followed the entire ridge of this thing. Pretty cool. And now I'm so tired. I have about an hour and 20 minutes till the sun sets. Not sure what's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Good morning from my car. We slept back there last night, and I ended up heading back. Well, let's recap it all. Why not? So I ended up making it to the visitor center, and when I strolled in to the visitor center with my pack on, the rangers were all like, "Whoa, it looks like you're ready for an adventure." I was like, actually, I just finished my adventure. I just backpacked the Tanque Verde Peak, and I was really hoping I could get a ride to my car at the Douglas Spring trailhead, and I figured like that's something rangers do for hikers. Obviously, I can't expect or rely on that, but because it was going to be dark in an hour, they were closing the office in like 15 minutes. I thought like maybe one of them would be kind enough, or like maybe that's something that, you know, if they're available to do, why not do it and help someone out? So I spoke to like 3 or 4 rangers in there, and they told me, no, sorry, we cannot give you a ride. Here's the number for a taxi, or you could try to call an Uber, which I really didn't want to do. But they also did not have any campgrounds there that I could just like walk to, set up camp, and then walk to my car the last 7.5 miles. So I did end up just calling an Uber. The Uber was only like $15, so not bad from the visitor center to Douglas Spring. And then I debated just sleeping in my car at the trailhead, but I don't know. Because they didn't give me a ride, I was like, they're probably not going to say yes to me sleeping at the trailhead. And maybe it's not even allowed. I decided I'm just going to pick up some food, drive, start heading back, maybe make some lead on my drive back to San Diego. And I headed back to this campground, which is the Painted Rock campground, I believe, which is like 2 hours away from Saguaro National Park. So I'm glad I made it here, and there was plenty of open spots. Hi, from the future. I am here editing in my car in the desert. I just wanted to add a couple of things to kind of tie off some loose ends about the water caches that I found at Juniper Basin. So after the rangers denied me transportation back to my car, I did offer to give them an updated water report, since when I was setting out on my trip and I stopped by the ranger station, I asked for the water report so I can know what to expect. They told me that the last report was from 2 weeks ago and that there were some, still water pools, but that they were, I guess, substantial enough that people were filtering from them. And when I returned after the fact to give them an update on those still water pools, I actually didn't even find them at Juniper Basin at all. And the ones at Douglas Spring were pretty small. When I offered them this information, they told me, oh, actually, our most recent report was actually from 3 days ago, which was the day before I left. So the ranger who sent me out on my trip, I guess, gave me some outdated information, which was disappointing and can be dangerous. And when I asked about the water caches I saw at Juniper Basin, they basically didn't know that they were there. They suggested that maybe they're for the trail maintenance staff that goes out every once in a while. But the trail was really overgrown and my legs got pretty scratched up from all of the thorny, overgrowth. There's a lot of very spiky plants out there. And I didn't see any maintenance crews, so I was wondering if, they were going out anytime soon or if those had been sitting there since the dates that were on the boxes. I never really got any final answer on that. So I was a little disappointed with my interactions with the rangers on this trip and their reliability when it comes to information, especially in a place where there is really limited water and you have to carry it all yourself, more or less. Having that information about the water caches and, had the most updated water report would have been really nice. So like I said, multiple sources when you get your information. I guess rangers aren't always the, top tier sources of information. Usually they are, but it is helpful to do your research online ahead as well. Maybe recent trail reviews. Definitely still stop by the ranger station. But yeah, I thought those were kind of important things to share and make sure you're aware of so you don't end up making any mistakes or risks that are unnecessary. But let me show you where I am in this campsite a little bit. So it is a first come, first serve campground, and it was only like $8 a night, I believe, and you self-register at the pay station. And here she is. That's my girl Felisha. My Outback Subaru 2025 Wilderness Edition. I love her so much. And this was my site tonight. There's a pit toilet over here and a bunch of sites all back there. And this is like a loop. And then there's a second loop over there for the tent camping. Yeah. Nice spot. So I think me and Felisha are going to start heading back now. I'll probably pick up some breakfast and coffee on the way. and then have a nice evening with my honey at home for dinner. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming along on this adventure with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy trails.